welcome to the 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast.
How's
How
things?
are you, Jay?
I'm going all right. Yourself? Yeah, I'm all good for 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you always look good for 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
That's
There you
usually the time.
Thank you very much.
So I wouldn't do the same, most likely.
There you go. At least you're honest. That's great. But yeah, guys, welcome to the 1111 Spiritual Podcast, Spiritual Transit Podcast with myself, Jay, over here down under in Australia with all the kangaroos that are in my backyard. And we've got the lovely Jackie over in Canada.
Welcome.
And she's the Akashic Record Energy Healer. And she's got a wonderful talent for the Akashic Records. If you want to go and look that up, you can come and look us up, obviously, on Words of the Warrior on TikTok, and obviously on the Akashic Energy Healing website over there on TikTok and Instagram. So, Jack, you were saying we've got an interesting couple of questions today. You were messaging me about this.
Yeah,
this is where we're going.
People have a lot of questions, but I thought we would stick with the one that most came in this last week and touch on the alien they found in Mexico. Thoughts?
Is that what it's interesting?
I don't know. First of all, I would just love to hear your thoughts on it.
Well, I had to look a bit.
Tell me, what have you heard? What's your thoughts on it? What's your personal opinion, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't mind sharing it. I believe in all of it. Believe me, I believe there's something always out there. I'm a big believer in, all these, I guess, I won't call them conspiracy theories, but theories about, megalodons and krakens and all those kind of things. Ever since I've actually come out of going through the awakening process, it's actually enhanced that a lot more, because you get more connected with the earth and all those things that they've been talking about, and you sort of weren't as aware as what you are now. Now you're really, really aware of things. And the alien one, I've gone, rightio, I've heard about all this stuff. I know what they're doing. Okay, I've heard them. They're sort of stashing things back in certain places in the world. And, mate, I've told you about the mermaid theory.
Yeah.
I think I have mentioned that one. So anything that comes out like this, it really sparks my interest. And it's interesting you got that question. That's what we're looking for, guys. If you got anything to talk about that has woken you up while you've been awake, we'll use the word awake for now, but stuff like this has come up. We have now gone that way where we're opening ourselves up to different topics that have come forth with regards to our awakening process. So I'll get the floor to you, Jack. So what's your thoughts on it?
Well, there is no secret. I have always believed that there was life on other planets. That's something that seemed very much normalized growing up, even long before an awakening process. This event coming out right now, I don't know. I feel a little skeptical about the source and how it came out. It looks a little strange to me. I kind of feel like maybe it's a bit of a distraction to something bigger, but I do believe that there are entities out there. I just don't know if I'm gonna jump on the back of this and believe that they're really telling us anything that's true.
So, yeah, look, you and me have had many discussions about that, and we believe there's always something, they say something, but there's more truth to it. And that's what I mean, when you become more awoke, geez, just excuse me, it's 7 a.m, more awake to what's really happening, being connected with the universe, connected with the earth, you really become more aware of when you get shown these things, you go, hang on a minute, there must be an element of truth to it. Like they say that there's, the aliens are coming up. There's always aliens, UFOs and all that. There's, there's massive creatures underneath the sea, krakens and megalodons and all those other things, plesiosaurs and all those kind of things. But it's an interesting thing that when they open up and sort of you go looking into those subjects, it opens up a whole new world, doesn't it? And you're talking about people that they're, I've heard of these rumors where they're actually stashing stuff in. They've actually got people cryogenically Frozen and all these. They've got different, I call it freaks of nature if you want to put it that way. Stashed away where they're doing tests and all that stuff. You don't know what to believe and what's going on. But obviously, if someone's saying something, in my belief, there's got to be some sort of truth to it.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I do like to think that it's going to be manipulated in a way that it's supposed to scare the general masses. And of course, another way for them to keep us, I don't know, under fear, living in a place, working from a place of fear. I don't see them coming out with the full story or all that they know, just enough to keep us kind of distracted.
That's it. So
that's my
if you want to go through it, obviously you've got to...
And I wouldn't say it's like, I would just say that that's the power of observation for me. After all of the work I've done and checking in with myself, there are pieces that aren't adding up in a lot of different places. So that is just using your best judgment.
Exactly. So the questions and stuff you got this today was about this. They're finding this alien, right? So and we've put it together where we've awoken to the process of something. They're not telling the truth. Let's be honest. And so what's the information that you found? Because obviously you've studied more than I have. I looked at it, but obviously you've gone, right, you're going to have a look at this. What have you found? What have you found with it? What you didn't?
I don't read up on it. I go inward and I check in with myself and I check and see.
Oh, okay,
how it
rightio.
feels to me. How is this making me feel?
There
What's my connection to it? I don't believe half of what they're saying. So, we'll see what happens. My concern is for the 99.9% of people who believe what's on the news is fact and what they're believing. So that's where my concern lies. For me, I feel very confident in my intuition guiding me accordingly. But that's what people's minds were at. Why isn't it so popular on I know you're in Australia, so we're not seeing that coming out on the American news very often. Like, if you found aliens, you think it would be everywhere. Why is this not coming out properly? Why is it, not a big deal? Why is it buried in the news? Like, there's a ton of questions around it. I don't have any of the answers to those questions, but I just would rather people be mindful of the intake, where they're getting their information from. And
so you look at, exactly what you say. I think my big thing is, and I agree with you 100%, that we look at, once we awaken to the process, there's a lot more stuff that's been hidden from us as far as I'm concerned. And I don't watch mainstream news at all, at all. So I've got no idea what's going on. But, if you believe absolutely everything that someone says, I've never gone to that. I've always respected people's opinions, and that's fine. You always respect them. But as you said, you go with the intuition to see, okay, hang on, there's more to it. And in this situation's a classic one. And, we can go, which we will open the can of worms very soon about certain events that have happened over the period of time, that don't really, not that they don't add up, but you go, okay, I'm going to feed you a little bit, and there's a reason why, as you said, there's a reason why they feed that amount of information to you.
The best lies have a bit of truth in it. That's what makes a good lie. That's why people believe it, because there is that little bit of truth. And people are happy to have that answer, but that is true, very true, and it happens all the time.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, this is the thing. Like, we, as people, what we do is as people, we're taught, certain things, and as I said, the awakening process, and I use that word, as I said, I'll use that word for now, okay, because that could be a catchword that's being used, but you're basically asleep to what's going on. And then once you awaken, you go, and then you've got a different perspective on all this kind of stuff. So you wonder what is being said and what's been going on. And everyone goes, oh, you're crazy or whatever it is. It's not happening that way. But I think you're ignorant if you don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? If you don't have an opinion of going, you don't have to go and say, you have to go gung-ho and go, oh, this is the way it is. Yeah, la-da-da-da-da, whatever happens. That's fine. But if you're not, you've got to look at everything for what it is. And obviously your intuition, my intuition, and that's where I think when you wake up, your intuition, your mind goes up, and you've got a different perspective on everything.
Mm-hmm. And it changes as you continue to understand yourself more, your beliefs, and what feels right for you.
That's exactly. Yeah, I think. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
There's a lot. I guess there's a lot of fear mongering going on the internet these days, a lot more than usual.
Yeah.
So it's easy to get wrapped up in that energy, but I mean, where are you getting your intake from exactly?
Yeah, exactly. So you look at, and I think it goes back to, for me personally, I think it goes back to me. If everyone understands what the ego really is, I can relate it back to that, where you control, your ego's controlled, your subconscious and all those things. We can talk about shadow work and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you're reprogramming yourself to be more open to things. And I think protecting yourself, and there's where the subconscious protects you, but you're opening yourself out to more and more what Jackie was just saying, and understanding what's going on and changing your perspective so you can protect yourself by being more open to everything. You don't have to agree with everyone and all that, but again, it should be a simple thing where at the end of the day, you respect it, you respect yourself, you respect others, and others should respect your opinion. But it doesn't really happen like that. We can go down that path, you know? I mean, people have an opinion, and then you go, okay, yeah, no worries. Well, you say something, or something was said like what we're doing. They go, we might say, you know, we got, you know, there's space, there's aliens in space, right? That's my opinion. That's fine, right? But then people go, you're crazy. But then they'll go and say something, and if you say they're crazy, you're offending them. It's a cycle where you can see where people have been we've both done it. I mean, I have. I mean, look at it, and you're fighting that ego where you're being taught one thing, and then you've got your own personal opinions, which we have now. We've come into our own power, which is fantastic, which we want everyone to do. I mean, it's an individual thing for yourselves, you know.
100%. It really is a personal journey, and it's a journey of self-awareness. And all we ask, I mean, all I ever ask is that you're committing to yourself the way you commit to your job or your kids or everything else. You know, it's not that much work to, you know, put that into yourself, but people really shy away from it. I don't know why. Don't know how many times to say it, but I'll continue to say it.
Can I ask you, when you went through things, now this relates back to it does relate back to the alien thing, right? Which is your opinion, and we've all, you know, been open to it, and we say to ourselves, okay, we're more focused on what we believe now, and we put that love into what we're doing. Because I mean, as you said, we put a lot of more work into everything but ourselves, and then when we do say something, if we had said this like 10 years ago, we wouldn't be so strong in our stance now. Yeah, would you agree with that?
What do you mean? Just people were less open-minded 10 years
ago?
Well,
I guess no. We weren't as focused on ourselves and when we do say something.
I understand. Oh yeah, for sure. And I understand that, because I struggled with. There was always a part of, you know, therapy or rehab or whatever that I was going through that wanted you to do meditation, and the person who would not do it for whatever reason, there was something that was blocking me from looking at myself as the solution to the problem. I wanted the quick fix. I wanted the pill that was going to solve all my problems, or, you know, the next boyfriend would come in and he'd be different and all our problems would be gone. I didn't want to actually do the work. So it was, but now you have a lack of commitment to myself, and that's why I vocalized it so much, because nobody was harder up than I was in that sense. And that's the commitment you have to make to yourself. It's a commitment to you. And once you can do that and you can stick with it every single day, I mean, we're talking about only 15 minutes a day, but if you can do it, you will be open up to a whole new sense of who you are and what your purpose is here.
And you've changed, and I mean, even you can see the change in both. But I mean, we've changed. What, 6 months it's been pretty much, and you can see
I have my YouTube videos Yeah, they go back. I never delete anything. You can go back to where this all started and see the changes over the last 3 years for yourself. And that's why I leave them up there,
Yeah.
because you want to, like, I want you to see that girl that was crying on camera, not knowing what to do, because that's where it starts, at the darkest part of yours. Usually out of the darkest part of you grows.
Well, this is where the shadow comes in. Hey, Mandy, how are you? Our friend from she's from Sydney, which is basically north of where I am, so about 800 k's north. One of my close friends from about 20, 25 years.
Pretty close. Hi, Mandy.
So pretty much you can see. You can see that you know when you do grow like that, and then even having going back to when you started with the opinion that you just said, you go, right, there's aliens on the, whatever it is. You look at where you would be, say 5-10 years ago, you wouldn't have come out with that, would you?
No, I did. I was pretty vocal about believing.
Well, you were vocal? Okay, yeah.
Used to say weird things. My dad always used to say weird things like aliens are coming to get you, and we'd watch for aliens. And he wasn't really much of a believer, but to me, I was like, yeah, that sounds normal. I'm like, it never seemed weird. I've never witnessed anything, but it was the catalyst to me starting to meditate, was the CE5 movement and using a form of meditation to connect with entities outside yourself. And that was the catalyst pretty much for everything, because I really wanted to have an experience, and I have not, but the belief is still there. I think, that's fine for me. I mean, if it was right for me to have an experience, I would have, but I've always believed, so maybe I didn't have to see anything because I already knew. Yeah,
look, going back to that. Look, I'm always into the, the superhero type thing, but I'll look at it now and everything's starting to fall into place. Like, even saying you've got superpowers, we all have superpowers, we've all got like a Justice League of America, like we've got Wonder Woman sitting right here, right? I might be whoever I want to be, and you're talking about, spirit guides and all those kind of things that help you. I mean, you're not really open to, you are open to it, but you understand how it can be used in yourself. And even the understanding, I'm still learning about myself so much now, like, how, I believe the universe gives us messages. I mean, there it is. The universe will give us messages in whatever way it comes. And the message will come when you resonate with it. And then I sit there, like I've been sitting there, these light bulbs have been going off like that. I've been getting the angel numbers going up, The angel numbers are always coming, they're always coming in.
Yeah, I had talked to my mother-in-law this morning, and she's talking about, she's older, she's 73, and she was saying that she wants to let go of some of the reasons why she's so anxious all the time. And that's what I said. I'm like, you have to ask yourself what this stems from. Where did this begin? And then sit there quietly enough to get the response. It might not be right away, but the answer will come as an intuitive thought, a memory from your childhood.
Yes.
But we're not listening enough because we don't take that time out every day.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it's the consistency in that brings forth these thoughts and these ability to heal ourselves. And, she's 73. I'm like, it's not too late. Like, why hang on to this shit anymore?
That's right. I agree with you.
Hopefully she takes my advice and pushes forward. But exactly like you were saying, Jay, it just really aligned with what happened to me this morning. So interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So then when you came out with that, you've always believed there's other entities. That's fine. I believe in spirit guides. That's fine. I believe you can get, there's the power of, I can go into the way the pagans were, and I can go into that theory there, but we won't yet, but we will. But, stuff to saying there are energy and powers and everything, and then there's messages that come through. I believe, and I fully believe there was a message the other day that came through that I resonated with a movie I was watching, and I've been watching it for so many years, and was it The Crow? It could have been The Crow, right? Brandon Lee, The Crow, right? Now, I always believe that the crow is the one that takes the spirit, that holds the spirit and takes it to the next life. Yeah, if the spirit hasn't accepted or wants to cross over, they always come back. Yeah. So something was said in there. I can't remember. I apologize. I can't remember that one. But those ones there, these are the ones that resonate with me pretty closely. And then you can see that you can understand. Okay, simply even you know, the cartoon Brave Star, when they go, right, he calls in the spirit of the eagle, not the eagle, sorry, speed of the puma, right? So you look at it that way. When I speak to my American Indian healer, Red Horse, love you, mate. God bless you, mate. You're a true warrior, man. I love you. But he was saying you can call in the spirit, the powers of, you know, each of the animals that, you know, the animals have been put on this earth to help us, you know. And he calls that in, but you can do that. But you have to know how to do and be aware that you're connected to the universe and the earth to actually allow that to happen. People always go, how does a rock with these crystals, right? How do these have power? Well, if you believe, this is where the awareness comes in. When you have an experience and you allow yourself to open up to the wonders of the magic of the world. There is magic in the world, and that's what it is. These things do. You know, they understand there's a whole another life towards this, you know. So yeah, that's how now you've got the obsidian around you. I was going to say it always looks good.
No,
was that obsidian, that one? I can't remember. I can't remember. I know what it is. You don't have.
It's my Auntie Heather.
That's right. I forgot. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I've got so much stuff.
Joined us today. I haven't took it off.
It's protecting you.
It to me, so I haven't felt the need to take it off since then. So she's enjoying being on the
11th Level Spiritual Podcast.
Exactly. She's famous now.
She's fine. Fantastic.
But yeah, no, I connect with that immensely. I believe everything has its own unique energy and frequency, and that's what I tap into. That's what I've been running from, and now have finally embraced in my life. And everything has its own frequency that it emits, and it's a beautiful thing if you can learn to immerse yourself in the energy, because there's a lot of really positive, beautiful energy in this world, and if you focus on it, you can really encompass it.
I did get a question this week we're still getting a lot of twin flame ones, guys. We will get back to that stuff there, but we'll try and relate that back in. So I know we've got a couple of questions about twin flame. We'll go back to that because this is a lot more important because of the because of the fact becoming aware, then you sort of more understand these spiritual and universal practices that we've been doing, and because people come in and go, they want to learn a lot more, and that's what we're becoming teachers in this, and we're becoming spiritual teachers in this. All right, so we're actually still learning. We're still going through our PhD in spirituality. If you want to go that way, if you want to go, look, here's one for you. I'm a big fan of Charmed. Right, love it. Right, watched about 20 times the whole series. And the spiritual practices, if you actually open up and get an awareness, I did have an awareness back then. But watching it now, I'm watching it again. I tell you what, the amount of stuff that I missed and didn't understand, or did understand the full meaning, it's all coming full circle. Even the full example of the gates to heaven, the white lighters, the elders, all those things. I believe in all that. There you go.
Only hear things in life that you're ready to take in.
That's right, but you understand it too.
Somebody said something that's like really resonated with me. It was like, if you were to say wake somebody up from a dead sleep with a bright light, instantly they'll turn their head away and be like, you know. And that's what it's like when you come to people with new concepts. If they're not ready to hear it, their inner self is like, can't hear it. Yeah. So I thought that was a really good analogy to explain how some things just go right over people's head and they can't see it for face value.
And I did a video. I spoke to Luna Ariel, a friend of ours, yesterday. We did a chat yesterday, and I also said that everything that happens, I look around at everything you've done, everything you attract, everything you're in love with, or whatever. So even for me, it could be rock and roll, AFL, footy, and all those kind of things. You know, they all have a link. Now, if I didn't watch wrestling, I wouldn't be doing DDP yoga, right? I wouldn't be the first instructor in Australia. I wouldn't be doing that, right? We're honoured to be working under Diamond Dallas Page. You know, I wouldn't know. There's another guy I want to shout out, Mark Merrow, the Wild Man. He was Johnny B. Bad in WCW. He is in America doing magnificent motivational speaking with high school kids. It's been in the public system there, and man, he's doing such a wonderful job to raise the energy and confidence of so many children out there. Mark, mate, thank you for sharing we share each other's posts, but I just want to give him a big shout out. He's doing such a wonderful job out there, seeing a lot of other schools.
Thank you for your amazing work.
There you go. So, yeah, Mark Merrow, he was, as I said, WWE Intercontinental Champion, WCW TV Champ. He did all that, but what he's doing now, man, he's motivating so many young children and young kids in high schools especially. Just want to do a big shout out to him. If you want to jump on, I'll put it on the video today. You know, we're looking at it's Mark Merrow. You can look him up. You know, Johnny B. Bad, he was, and obviously Wild Man Mark Merrow. But he's on Instagram under Mark Merrow. Look him up. Man, thank you for all the work you're doing. Because I know being in the education system, you know, we need people to motivate kids these days. And what we're talking about right now, the getting them aware and being a motivator, being a mentor for them. There's a lot of kids who need mentors. That's something that I know I've been going through in the education system. I know I've been mentoring a lot, especially with so many broken families around. And you know, we don't know the whole system. You know, I'm saying it's broken families. It's the way it is because I see it. And kids just need something to believe in. Here we go. I'm using the Poison song. There you go. That's why I like that song so much. There you go.
Everybody needs something to believe in. A sense of purpose. 95% of people will not have mental illness and depression if they believe they have a sense of purpose. This is a proven fact. It's scientific fact. So having that sense of self and what you want and understanding yourself is how we get out of that. How we condition our kids to be better than we were.
Just a big quick shout out, Paulie. How are you, mate? Thank you. He calls us beautiful people, and that's what I'm very honoured to be with this lady. There you go. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing. I think that, you know, we you know, you want to inspire people in a lot of ways to get to where you want to get to in life. And I think, as I said, we've gone through what you go through in the life of the PhD in life, as I say. And, you know, we wouldn't get to where we are right now. We look at right at the present. Jackie and I are talking on TikTok about, you know, we started to bring up our beliefs in aliens and all those kind of things, our beliefs, our awareness to what's happening in the world, holding up and that thing. So, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's Billy in Australia. Hello, broken people know how to understand and assist broken people. Absolutely. 100%. Where do you think I got?
Yeah, it is.
100%, mate. Billy, big shout out, mate. Big shout out, Billy. Absolutely.
Thank you. And
we have
awareness there.
We have, as I said, the PhD in life. We understand. If it wasn't for Greg Riley and Michael McNair, who have been through things, have been through. Deidre James has been through my mentors, and then we meet great people like Jackie, Diana, Sarah, Cortez. We've all got that life experience. We might not have the PhD in university or whatever it may be, but if we can actually help someone, as I said, Jackie does a lot of work with the Akashic Records and does a lot of work with regards to the goddess Isis in tarot. So she's got a lot of intuitive powers in there. Myself, I work with the dark side of things, the shadow. I've been there. I've sat in the cell. I can actually give some perspective on what people may go through, and then we can help you move on. We're not going to, we're going to be that mentor. Then we've got so many people we can call upon, the super friends, to actually help you get where you want to get to. And you can't study that. You're exactly right. No, Billy just said you can't study that. Absolutely, you can't. Absolutely, because you've got to go through, get up every single day and experience every single emotion. And that's why journaling. Look, I'm a big journaler myself, and that's where my awareness is being more connected with stuff. But I'll tell you right now, for me, is journaling and just having the support, especially this lovely lady here, and she'll probably say, she'll say the same thing. And we've got great people like you out there, Billy, Amanda. You got Paulie out there who are following us there. We're
Thank you
very,
guys
very
so much
grateful.
for joining us.
We're very,
So
very grateful for everything that we're doing. But yeah, you're exactly right. You cannot teach what we've been through, because everyone goes through their own journey. And it's not to say that we're going to be the big healer of the person, but we can give them a small sample, and we can actually create a safe space. Because that's the most important for me. Trust and safe space is the most important thing for someone to actually open up, because you got to sell. If you're in a cell, you want to stay in there, because you know that even though it's dark and it's yuck and it's crap, you're safe in there. Your mind's in there. Your mind goes, okay, I'm what's the word I'm looking for? You're normal in there, if you know what I mean. You know what's going to happen. You're in there. You're locked up. Whatever. When you walk out, even though the light is beautiful, you're still not going to feel. You're still going to feel a bit odd. I know I did when I walked out. When I actually spiritually walked out, it was a weird feeling. What about you, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of up and down throughout. What was most important for me is having a safe space, like you said, and being able to feel like I wasn't going to be judged, because that has been our experience. A lot of people have that experience, and that what keeps them in fear of opening up and expressing these inner feelings and these inner thoughts. And if you can cultivate that, and I try to do that on my group on Facebook, guys, if you want to join Akashic Energy Healing. And it's just a place where we can openly discuss these things. Booking a personal service obviously would be more direct to you, but you start somewhere. So start small, start building these relationships with like-minded individuals, and hopefully together we can all rise and come from a place of love and show that there is a better way to live, and we don't have to live in fear, and we don't have to just be told what to do anymore.
Yeah, Billy just said I never got this great.
We can create what we want.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry to interrupt you there. Sorry.
Go ahead. I kept talking.
So I'm just going to say that Billy said I never got this great from studying. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah. Look, we go through, obviously, got degrees or whatever it may be, but going through life like alone is the scariest thing I'll ever do. But I mean, we've been through it, and we've been through it, and opening up to someone, you have to open up to someone and actually let the emotions go. And there's a process that goes through. I went personally saw a professional as well. He's still in my life, that he helps us out when needed, but then you've got people you trust. As I said, look, we wouldn't be doing this within trust, so we're in this safe space. That's what we want to create to give you guys, that platform that you can actually trust us. I mean, and just become
the first place you need to be honest, I think, is with yourself.
Well, that's you got me.
And if you can't yet be honest with yourself, nobody's going to be able to help you get out of that dark space. So if you can be honest with yourself, and then if you're in need of additional assistance, there is a great community that you can get in contact with. You don't have to choose us, but do what resonates to you, and go to who resonates to your soul, to what your journey is, what you're looking for. Yeah,
Billy again, mate. Yeah, mate. The things you do, whatever you have to do in life, you do it with love and everything. I mean, we'll share our stories very, very soon. We're definitely going to do a story share, which is going to go deep into it, which is basically, for me,
I think my story is pretty much shared in all of my platforms, so I'm probably
okay. Well, there you go. Well, Jackie's just out there.
I'm done with that. You can go on my YouTube channel and go back to the very beginning, and if you want to see the in-depth of my struggles, but I'm not in that place anymore, and I'm not going back.
Yeah, that's good. Well, where I'm at is basically because I'm working with the shadow. My story will relate to where I got to and why I'm attracted to the shadow. Now, I've had a lot of questions about that. As I said, I get a lot of people going shadow, dark side. We want to crush that. That's what I want to crush. So basically, my story will be why it's such an important part of your awakening process, or waking up, or whatever it may be. So the story, my story's approved.
It's really easy for people to resonate to your story.
That's right.
Because that will show them how, different ways to manage it as they're going through theirs. So I think it really is important for you to do so.
That's right. That's exactly it. So yeah, Paulie sending love to us, Jack. So Paulie there.
Thanks, Paulie. And
So,
you know the one thing you said about not having all the knowledge or something? As I started meditating, everything I've ever been taught in my life slowly started to come back to me. Things I didn't even, like things from therapy, things from my childhood, school stuff, like my memory retention went huge. Just by the simple fact of meditating. My writing got 10 times better.
yeah.
A lot of the stuff is in
your writing's amazing.
We just need to start to bring it out.
Your writing's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
it really
it's
is.
just about breaking through those doors and those barriers, and you know a lot more than you give yourself credit for. We are our own worst critics. There is so much that's just stored up there that you just need access to, and meditation could definitely help with that as well.
Which, if you're going to meditate, if you're going to start meditation, Jack, do you want to give the viewers a bit of an idea what to do, what your belief, not belief, or where'd you start?
I started with the biggest problem I needed to get rid of. So for me, because I did my Akashic record, so I knew I had some tears in my chakra system, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plex chakra. When I saw that, based on what I know from the record, I want to build my inner power. Then I'm going to work on my connections to my friends and family and the earth, and then I'm going to fix my sense of self. And that's the way I did it. So I started with building up my inner strength, because that's what I needed at the time. Intuitively, I felt that. So I would suggest for anyone to be like, what's your biggest concern right now? And then tailor the meditation to that first, and then change it as you feel you need to, based on what you need. So you need confidence, you're doing confidence. You need self-love, you do self-love.
What I do is
what do I need? Let the answer come in.
So what I do is basically at night with meditation. I've been told to do it for a while, but I didn't do it. I'll be honest. It's straight up. This is it needed to happen when it happened. So that's my belief. Regardless of my procrastination issues or whatever it happens, it came in at the right time. So at night, I just go on YouTube just to start with. This is what people do. They go and are craving knowledge. So you go on the YouTube and you look up something, but exactly what Jackie said, pick out something that you feel that you need. So there might be self-confidence, might be certain word, might be insecurity, might be this, might be that. And then just type it into YouTube and you can grab stuff like that. And from there, that's when it starts opening up. So then you start getting, what you're doing is you're feeding your mind with good brain food, and even the algorithm, let's talk algorithms here, then all that stuff keeps coming through. I know I'm looking at being a stoic human. So looking at the basic universal and laws of humanity that people really disregard these days. And we'll go through that. I've started to write. And what it told me, it said, write down, when you're watching a video, write down some dot points and make some little cards and stuff like that. So I've been doing that. My writing's going up. So that's how you start, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to do that, look at a meditation on YouTube. Jason Stevenson's what I use personally. And then I look at videos by Marcus Aurelius as well. He's the old prophet and stoic there that talks about humanity and universal laws and that. So you got any recommendations for meditations there, Jack?
I prefer an alpha level meditation. You can Google it. Silva method is a very good one for anybody beginning to learn to meditate. I find it gets you into that relaxed state really, really quick. It gives you a technique in order to use on a daily basis where you can learn to calm yourself down within a matter of seconds. It's really positive for our children, and it helps their brain to continue to work at that alpha level, which is really bringing into balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain. So it's really positive. I would suggest that as my number one.
Fantastic. Well, we look at it this way, right? So we're talking, you can hear the way we talk, the way where we're speaking about what we're doing. Now you can see, you have a look at videos back in the day or so. I want you to do it. You do a little test. We're talking about what we're doing. We're flowing. We love what we do, right? I want you to have a look at something and really assess of where you're talking. When you talk about something else, maybe you go to work and you don't want to be there or whatever it may be, you know, or you talk to someone and go, your vibration, your energy goes down, your tone changes and all that. This is where you become more aligned to yourself. I've done that a lot, and sometimes at the start it'll drive you crazy. I mean, it drives me crazy sometimes. But once you become in alignment, you go, hang on a minute, it's what we're talking about here, and then you talk about something else. You go somewhere and I don't know, talking about random rubbish, whatever. Your vibration will go down, or you won't talk with the passion in you. You might have the energy, but the passion won't be there. That's how I looked at it anyway. But then you sort of look at why it's been there, because you can talk about anything with passion. If you've got love for life, you can talk about anything. But why is it going down? And then you start assessing from there. So there's a whole, you know, box of goodies that could come out of this. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's it is what it is for you know, for what it is. But yeah, I hope we didn't go too much off that topic that you wanted to start there, Jack. So I think
I think you know what I mean. That's the point of this show. I don't think it's supposed to continue to just stay on point all the time. It's important that we just continue to talk about, you know, what brings us joy, and like you said, it keeps us in the energy of flow, and hopefully it reaches other people who are like-minded and want to share their opinions on the topics we broach. So I think that is the intention.
Absolutely.
But I think
Eco Warrior,
yeah.
Oh, hang on. They've got Eco Warrior 2 there, Jack. Sorry, I just got a message from Eco Warrior to Paulie. Awesomeness. Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys. We are so blessed to have you guys on our podcast. Look at the smile. Have a look at that smile. We love it. We love what if we're helping one person. If we're helping one person, we've done our job, and hopefully we can grow that as well. Spread the word. We are the 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast. Jackie from Canada. Okay, Akashic Record expert. You put it that way, I'll put people over. That's the way I do it. Being an ex-pro wrestling champion, I'll just have to put people over. You know what it goes. And myself, okay, Jay, Words of Warrior, Jay of Whitefeather. I love the writing, but also working in the shadow. Okay, holistic physical healer. But I work with the shadow, help you with your dark night of the soul to make it part of you, and you can use it to enhance your life there. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, we're going to say goodbye from us, and we're going to say from our hero, Brett the Hitman Hart, as per usual, you get up in the morning and always be the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Paulie, Amanda, and Billy, I think it was, and everyone else that said hello. Guys. Yeah, we're very humbled. Thank you so much. Big day. Have a great day. Make sure you live your best life, and you take care, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.